So, welcome to Freaky Wizards Pop Culture Emporium webcast, episode 3. And we call this one Action Figure Injustice. Okay, so this whole episode is created because of a question we received a couple weeks ago from one of our viewers named Pete. We love you, Pete. We love your questions.
Yes.
So the question was, we'll bring it up on the screen here so you can read it too.
Okay. Is there a character or real-life person who hasn't yet been made into a quality figurine that you would love to have?
Yeah, would you? Which would? Really... So we talked about this quite a bit for like a week because we're like, man, this is such a good question. And if you start thinking about it right now, you'll realize it's actually hard to answer because there are so many action figures out there. Like almost every single character has been made. Like in
a whole bunch of characters
in the Funko Pops. They've pretty much made everybody, right?
Down to Pokemon.
So, down to crazy TV show characters and all that stuff. So we decided we're actually going to answer this question in 3 categories, all around this whole idea of action figure injustice. So we're going to talk about knockoff action figures.
Cool.
We're going to talk about really terrible action figures. And we're going to talk about action figures we wish existed.
Can't wait to answer that question.
All right. So let's start with the knockoff action figures. Yes. So here they are. They're the unmatched Spider-Man Super Ion. I think it's supposed to say Superior, but it says Super Ion up there. Yeah.
Like they're not like terrible, but they're not good as well.
Yeah. But there's so much good stuff on here. Like on the front it says like Battle Ravaged Spider-Man, but that's not Battle Ravaged Spider-Man. That's the Lizard.
This one is a Lizard and Venom.
If you start reading the package, you find all kinds of awesome tidbits. The Scorpion's on here, and the next guy, Web Swamp Spider.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So that's that line.
Yeah.
Endless enjoyment there. We brought this one too because this comes from a series. We have 3 of these. We have R2-D2, we have Ben Kenobi, and we have Princess Leia. But on all the packaging, they have this Luke Skywalker showing up right there. So it's the same image on all of them, no matter what figure's in there.
But you can tell this is vintage because the clamshell packaging is yellow.
Yeah, it's starting to turn yellow. Yeah. But we'll give you a close-up zoom in on Princess Leia here.
Look, she's been working in a construction working for 10 years, but I've been paid. But
yeah, it's so good. Oh, well, we should show this in comparison. So this is the actual Power of the Force Princess Leia, right? These came out in the 90s. It's like 1995, these ones. And if you see these side by side, you can kind of really get the sense of what's going on here.
You can tell the difference.
But, really, this kind of makes us move into the next category, which are really terrible action figures. So there's a lot of Star Wars fans who absolutely hate this line of Star Wars figures. Came out in the 90s because Star Wars wanted to compete with like G.I. Joe and He-Man, and they were a little bit more like buff characters and stuff. So they reissued all the Star Wars characters as these total muscle-bound action figures. Like even Princess Leia looks like she could just lift a truck. So great. So we only brought one of these, but it's my opinion that these are going to be one of the next collector items. They're kind of cheap right now, but people are throwing them around and wrecking them. So that means that good ones will be worth something one day. This one here, this is Commander William Riker from the Star Trek line. This line, was hit and miss. Some of the characters look all right. The Guinan character is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like the Guinan. Yeah.
But Riker here, his legs are really weird. I know it's supposed to be like Action Riker, but if you don't have this little stand here, he is really, really hard to get to stand up. Like I don't know. Maybe you got to put his arms in a weird way to get him to go here.
There.
Anyway, I hate action figures like that just don't stand. Oh, there, perfect. But now look at him. He looks like he's in a Broadway show.
What pose is he making? It's like, why is he doing like that? Why
he's got jazz hands. It's like, here. It's like, da 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 da. Fun line. Anyway, that's Riker. So we got one more in that line here that we'll show you. One. This is General Madine. He's from Return of the Jedi.
Oh, he's a vintage one. He's from 1983.
Yeah, so he's really kind of like a lame character. I always thought that this was the worst of the action figures from the vintage line. And he came with a stick. It was like a little rod or something like that. But he's just so boring. He deserves. He's such a good character. He deserves a much better action figure.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So we also did a little bit of research on the internet to kind of see what other people thought the worst action figures were, the really terrible ones. There is, from the Toy Biz line, there is an Aunt May from Spider-Man figure that is atrocious. Here, look at this picture. Oh my God. Check out her face. I don't know what she looks like. She looks like some dude.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's
She
crazy.
looks so masculine. Yeah.
And
The
then-
features are so masculine.
What designer actually just finished that up and handed that project in and said, I'm done. And then the company was like, yeah, that's good enough. Just make it.
We also have Belle from Beauty and the Beast. It looks like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, check this out. Here's a photo. Oh my God, we could just
look at that
Photoshop
doll.
Justin Bieber
Yeah.
on there and you wouldn't even know the difference.
I even saw a fan who repainted that doll to look exactly like Emma Watson.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
Yeah, I could see the resemblance.
Do you think there are any other figures that look terrible?
There's thousands that are just so bad. But,
Yeah.
one line that is consistently bad, like every time that they release this thing, it's so hit and miss, are the Godzilla characters. Like, I love them all because they're so cool. But they can look so cheap, like dollar store
Yeah.
quality,
Yeah.
and they sell for like $300.
But the one that we got at the toy show, though,
Oh.
he's like.
Oh, yeah,
he's
okay,
like
here, we'll
24
show you a
Yeah, we'll
picture.
show you a picture. Yeah, he's like 24 inches, tall.
Yeah, he's this
He's
tall.
really tall.
He's like
Yeah.
3 or 4 feet long.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool one, and it's based off the modern
Yeah,
movie.
modern
Godzilla.
movie Godzilla.
Okay, let's get on to the last category. And this one is action figures we wish existed.
Yeah.
This is really going to answer Pete's question.
Yeah.
So, are there any action figures that don't exist that you really wish existed?
Yeah, for sure. One is she's a superhero in the Philippines. She's like Wonder Woman, and her name is Darna.
Darna?
Yeah. and
Okay.
She's just an
Spit it out, buddy.
When I
Darna.
roll Darna, like ordinary.
She's a very ordinary girl.
So she's an ordinary girl, and her name is Narda.
No way.
And then she's always accompanied by her brother, and his name is Ding.
Ding.
And then she
Okay.
always carries a magical stone.
Okay.
So every time they're in danger, Narda would just ask Ding to toss the
Give me the
stone to her.
stone,
Yeah,
yeah.
give me the stone, and then she'll swallow it, and then she will
okay.
yell.
She swallows it.
Yeah, she swallows it, and then she will.
Okay, she's pretty badass.
Yeah, she's just pretty badass. And we did a research about it, like
Yeah.
if there's like official action figure that was made of her.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of costumes, like fan made and all that, but we haven't seen like an official like action
All right, so
figure for
people
her.
are like taking
Yeah.
another action figure, kind of
Yeah,
customizing
yes,
it and making it
yes,
look like her.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's already a Funko Pop of her.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
there's already a Funko Pop. That's the only thing.
Okay.
I know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, are there any other Filipino action or superheroes you wish were action figures?
Yeah, totally. I would want to see an action figure of Wave.
Wave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her name's Pearl Pangan.
Oh,
And-
yeah, because
yeah.
she was in the
Yes, she
comic
was in
that
the-
we showed
yes,
last week.
yes.
Okay.
So
cool.
she's the first Filipino superhero that appeared in a Marvel comics.
Oh yeah, wicked. Oh yeah, she's pretty cool looking.
Yes, she
She
can control
controls
water. And
water?
stuff like that. Yeah.
Neat.
So how about yourself? Do you have any character or real life person that you want
Oh,
to?
funny. You should ask. Yeah. No, I was I was thinking about this all week because. The first thing that came to my mind was Gilligan's Island because I thought, well, I've never really seen any Gilligan's
that's pretty
Island characters. So I looked them up, and they exist. So like the Castaways, you can get them, and they're very rare. They're hard to find, really expensive, especially if you got them in the original packaging. So they exist. I just don't have any. But what I really would want actually from the Gilligan's Island are all the secondary characters. Like on the episodes, there were so many crazy characters that would show up, and
I don't think I've seen any of those episodes.
Well, I probably made you watch some of it.
Yeah,
but it's
sure
like
I've seen like there's the
one with the
first-
robot.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
no, I haven't
the
seen those.
gorilla, giant spider.
No, I
there's
haven't.
Lord Beasley. There's the Russians. There's the ghosts that come.
Like a real life person, let's say, or any other character.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, there's probably tons, right? Like people that you idolize that you wish you had a little action figure of. Like I have an action figure of Beethoven, and I love that.
Yeah, I saw that. It's in your office right now.
It's so good. But there's other classical composers that I would love to have their little action figure, like Erik Satie or Phillip Glass.
Who's that?
Erik Satie, he's like turn of the century, early minimalist composer, really weird guy. I like that. And then Phillip Glass, you know him. He's composing a ton of music.
Oh, John
For
Williams.
movies. Or John Williams.
John Williams.
Oh
I
yeah,
love that.
Harry Potter,
Harry
Star
Potter,
Wars.
Star Wars. Yes.
Yeah,
that's
we can
very
just
cool.
pretend this is a John Williams action figure. Or this looks more like John Williams. We'll call him John Williams from now on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're done, eh?
Thanks, Pete, for your question.
Yeah, thanks, Pete. That was such a good question. It
Yeah.
was really fun to answer that. If you enjoyed this show today, please subscribe to our channel. You just click on there and like the video, and if you
Share
can
it if you want.
share away. Yes, and if you can, put a comment down and tell us
Yes,
about
please.
any action figures that you wish existed that just don't, or any ones like really bad action figures that you've come across or whatever. So we would love to see all those things. Please like our social media, our Instagram, Facebook. That's where we're most active.
Yeah, thank you for all the people who liked our social media accounts.
Yeah.
We didn't expect that we're gonna be reaching.
Yeah. Oh no, we're almost at 400 likes
We're
on
almost
Facebook.
400 likes Facebook. So thank you so much for liking your Facebook.
Yeah, we're just astonished. Thanks so
thank you.
much. Okay, guys. See you later.
See ya. Bye.